Howdy everyone, welcome back to Life of Clay for another sculpting session. Kenji here, your sculptor, and today I will be showing you how I sculpt these Horklumps from the Hogwarts Legacy video game. But before we begin, may I ask you to please subscribe and click the notification bell icon to see more of my sculpting videos in the future. And without further ado, come, bring the clay on, and let's begin. First, I prepared this wooden dowel and measured it according to the size I prefer for the Horklump. And then cover it with tinfoil and bulk it up, using wood to compact it and form its basic shape. This will be its temporary armature and to be disposed once every piece is done. And let us now start sculpting the cup, covering it with a thin sheet of Cosclay Translucent and shape it. A little trivia here about the Horklumps. They are animal, not fungus. Yes, you heard it right. Despite resembling a fleshy pink mushroom covered in sparse, coarse black bristles, they are one of the magical beasts in the Harry Potter universe and fantastic beasts and where to find them. They feed on earthworms by spreading thin muscular tentacles underground to hunt them, and they are incredibly fast breeders and can completely cover an average garden in only a few days. Gnomes consider Horklumps their favorite food, and talking about weakness, the venomous trail of a Streeler, a giant snail, which I also sculpted and to be revealed soon, is one of the few substances known to kill them. In the game Hogwarts Legacy, they appear as purple, fleshy mounds often located in caves or near treasure vaults. And here I'm clearing out the inner base of the cup and leave gap between foil so it could be easily removed later. Then I add bumps around it by adding small clay balls, flattening them a little bit and blending their circumference. Then I cover it with plastic film and using a dotting tool, pressing it on top of each bump to add shallow crater in them. And after that, I bake it for about 30 minutes at 135 degrees Celsius. And once baked, I remove the filler and pull out the remaining tinfoil using forceps. And then I just grind down the excess clay inside and set it aside. Moving on, let us now sculpt its body. I just made another conical shaped armature and stick an aluminum rod in it as a holder while sculpting. Then I wrap around a noodle of Cosclay Translucent near the top and flatten it a bit. Next to it, I wrap around a thin sheet of Cosclay Grey, seal it, and blend it in. The translucent part makes the light to pass through as I add the light inside later on. Then I add details on it, including segments and pointy bumps around it. I use this crescent tip tool to encircle the base of each bump so they may look like short spikes. And after that, I lay a plastic film over the top and cap up it to check the connection, and I just fix the small gaps before curing it. And now the body is done, to oven it goes, using the same oven parameters. Now making the mandibles using this 0.6mm stainless steel wire, bending it into C shape and cover it with Cosclay Grey medium firm, and start shaping it into pointy mandibles. I just add a denticle and some ridge texture near the base to make them more organic. Brush it with alcohol to smooth out and cure them with heat gun. And for a small piece like this mandible, using heat gun should be at a distance of 7 inches from the nozzle of the gun and with a heat gun sets at high heat level, curing for about 2 to 3 minutes. Moving on, let us now sculpt its head, but I remove first the filler of its body. Then I just throw in some pieces of clay and push them in until they come out to the tip. Then shaping its head, adding the details on it, including the mandibles, eyes, and texture. then curing it with the same oven parameters. Then I just go back and make little fixes on the inside of the cup, and as you can see, I just added some tiny neodymium magnets around the rim of both pieces to hold them together. And after this reparation, I just cure it with heat gun. And then I pour in clear resin into the cavity and add couple of scoops of fine Arabian sand to add weight to the body. Once cured, I just try and check the position of the light and find that I should add something to secure them in place. So I add some pieces of translucent clay inside, shape them accordingly, and then cure them with heat gun. And for the spines, I just roll out a thin noodle of clay and cut them into small pieces, laying them over on this piece of tile and roll them into conical spine with various sizes. Then bake them in the oven at 135 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes. And after that, we can now attach these spines onto the cup using cyanoacrylate glue in adhering them. And now that the sculpting is done, to painting we proceed. First, I paint the cup with a thinned down purple acrylic paint and also the top section of the body. Then, painting the body with a mix of yellow ochre and titanium white. Then, painting the head with burnt umber and burnt sienna mix. And then I add wash of magenta near the base of the cup and on the top section of the body. Then, adding the arrow-like patterns on the cup using burnt umber and sienna mix. And I add irregular vertical lines between its body's column using purple and magenta. And then painting the eyes and other specific parts with black. And I just add some speckles around the body using burnt sienna. And now the painting is done, we can now seal them with Satin Water-based varnish. And yes, I made 3 of them with different scales. And in presenting these Horklumps, I made other miscellaneous stuffs to go with it. I used paper pulp to make their bases, the pot, and the substrate to cover them as if they are sprouted from the ground. Just mix in PBA glue and fine Arabian sand to my paper pulp to make my own version of paper mache. And here I cover the top of this piece of wood for the base to keep them standing, then covering this recycled plastic cup with a paper mache and make it look like organic by painting it with different wash of acrylic paints. Then mixing black gesso to the remaining pulp and dry them up for the substrate. And finally, we can now assemble them, adding these LED light balls inside to add magic. And to complete the setup, I just place them inside the pot and add in the substrate. And there they are, our Horklump sculptures are finally done. I hope you like our subject this time, and if you do, please give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments about it, and share it with your friends who might be interested in stuffs like this one. I will be making more interesting subject next to this one, so please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell icon to see more of my sculpting videos in the future. You can also follow me on other social media platforms for more questions and inquiries, and the links are listed in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching and see you again next time. May we have a magical day, everyone. Bye!